wedding is 2 weeks away. 30 of their closest friends and family have booked their tickets, packed their bags, and are ready to fly halfway across the world to Thailand to celebrate their coming together. But, like millions of women before her and millions after her, there is a voice in Claire's head that will not shush. Something does not feel right. This episode is not about betrayal. It is about bravery. It is about acknowledging that voice in your head and knowing that you have to do something about it. This is no ordinary story. This is no ordinary life, and I cannot wait to dive into Claire's story. So Claire, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Ruchita. Really, really excited to be here.
So let's start from the start. Where did you meet him? How did you meet him? And what was your first impression of him?
Yeah. So I was 18. This is
Wow.
a really, really long time ago. And I think it was kind of your standard kind of like adolescent love story. Grew up in a small town, not far from Cambridge. I was working in a local bar. This is when bars were closing at 11 p.m. at night as well,
Okay.
before they went through to 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., heading out with all my friends to the local nightclub afterwards. And that's where I met him. And as I said, I think it was a standard adolescent love story. We met, we dated, I was at college, he was at university. We kind of grew up together.
And was it love at first sight?
No, I don't think it was love at first sight, actually. I think we met and then he didn't text me. Typical.
Yeah.
I didn't have his number. And then we ended up meeting a week later, same place.
And then how did it progress over the years? What was your story with him?
Yeah, so things progressed. So he went away to uni. I continued to come up and visit him. Kind of like a long distance UK relationship. When he finished, and not all relationships last that kind of university period either, right? But he was at uni. He came back. We dated some more. We bought our first house together. Moved in.
Wow.
And kind of. We had a lot of firsts together.
And tell me, Claire, so what during this period, what do you like about him? What is it about him that's appealing you?
Okay. So back when I was 18, maybe I didn't have the goals that I have now. I didn't really know what I wanted from a relationship, but he was tall, he was good looking, he was smart. I found him engaging, he was funny. And that's all I knew I wanted at the time.
And did you feel safe with him? Emotionally?
I felt emotionally safe with him. I think looking back there, we're 18, I don't know whether I was emotionally
Aware.
What's the word? Yes. Yeah. I don't think I really had thought further down the line apart from I was 18, I was living my best life. Well, I thought was my best life.
And as you're building this life with him, where you're getting to know each other's families and you're buying a house together, are you feeling like you're missing out on stuff, or are you very happy with him and in your little bubble and satisfied with what you have?
Yeah, great question. I never felt like I was missing out on anything.
Wow.
I still had my friends, I had my family, I was growing with him, I was building at the time, I suppose, what I thought I wanted, and also maybe societal norms. You have to meet somebody, you have to buy a house, you have to settle down. So in some ways I was going through those steps.
And what did your friends and family think about him?
They loved him. I was really fortunate. My friends liked him. My family liked him. I loved his family. I loved his friends. So we really did integrate and become one mixed group of both sides of our. I don't know what the word is.
And then you started living together. You bought a house together. So when do things start getting serious? Obviously, if you bought a house together, things are already a little bit serious. But when do you start talking about a future together, like talking about marriage and things like that?
Yeah, so when we met at 18, we bought our first home together at 23.
So you've been together for 5 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'd been together for 5 years at that point. So I suppose we were building up to that seriousness. And I think in my head, I always assumed, okay, we're going to buy a house. Maybe we'll get engaged within a couple of years. We were both growing our careers at the time, figuring out what we wanted to do professionally. So I think that's when things got serious. We got 2 cats. These are all the things that maybe society dictates that people do, right?
So you're building a life together. You've got 2 cats, a house. It's very domesticated, and it sounds like you're in some kind of domestic bliss.
Yes.
So then at what point in time do you start talking about marriage?
I think I was probably pushing for it initially.
Really?
Yes, because again, more because I thought this is what I have to do. This is what I feel are the next steps in my life. So I probably started talking about marriage with him after we moved in at kind of that 5-6 year mark. Shall we get married? When shall we do it? To be honest as well, I've never really been. I wasn't the girl that grew up planning a fairy tale wedding.
That's what I was going to ask. Was marriage, like, for a lot of young girls, it's a very big part of their lives. Was it like that for you?
No, it wasn't. I didn't grow up wanting children, wanting marriage. I didn't fantasize about the big wedding and the big dress. I wanted to get married. I definitely did. And I thought we were on the road to that. But it wasn't, I suppose it wasn't a life goal. But because we were in a relationship, we were buying a house together. In my head, it was the next step.
Yeah, it was a natural next step.
Yes.
So who proposed? You did or he did? How did it happen?
So he proposed. So we were together for 12 years and we didn't actually get engaged until we'd been together 10 years.
Do you know, it's fascinating how this works. A lot of marriages wouldn't last 10 years and you last as a couple for 10 years and then something happens.
Yes. Yeah.
How?
And so I partly blame myself for this. I think it got to the 7-year mark, and I know people joke about the 7-year itch.
Yes.
But I got to the 7-year mark, and I can remember thinking, I don't think this is right. I think we want different things.
Really? So between year 5 and 7, something has changed?
Yes. Yeah. I think I changed. I think he changed. To share some examples, I felt like the world was closing in on me where I was living. As in, I wanted to leave the town or the area that I grew up in. I wanted to move to London. I wanted to travel more. I wanted to spend money on traveling and traveling well. And as we started to discuss what the next years looked like for us, it was clear that our goals weren't aligned.
So the sense that I'm getting is that you grew up together, but then you started growing apart because you were finding who you truly were, and probably that was not the same path.
Exactly that.
Okay. So then, but you still are together, even though you're beginning to think that maybe this is not the right. And this is so interesting, Claire, because a lot of us go through that where we are thinking that maybe this is not right, but we continue to plod on because you've spent 5 years and 6 years and 7 years.
Yeah.
So then what's happening now between years 5 and 7 when you've figured out that things are not aligned, but then he proposes? Or you do? Who?
So he proposed.
Okay.
He proposed to me. To be honest, it wasn't romantic, but it was thoughtful.
Is that the politest way of saying it was shit?
So my nan was ill. My nan was 99 when she passed away, but she'd fallen ill. She was in hospital, and he knew how close I was to her.
Oh,
so
geez.
it is sweet. It is sweet. Sorry, let me just talk over you then.
No. It's okay. Continue.
It is sweet, but I was in my dressing gown one morning, looking rubbish, and he proposed in the kitchen.
But, I thought he proposed in the hospital in front of Nan.
No, I mean, that would have been amazing.
Yes.
She would have really loved that.
That's what I was going, did he do that?
No, he proposed, at home. I think it's, if I remember correctly, after a huge argument. I think it was more your nan's going to die, here's the ring, I've been planning on doing it, like, will you marry me? And I can remember thinking, okay, this is probably not how, I thought this might happen, but...
And how old are you when you're being proposed to in the kitchen in your dressing gown?
28.
That's a good age to be proposed to, actually. You're not 18.
Yeah, it's good, but now, to me, looking back, it feels super young.
True. Actually, I can see what you're saying.
But I think, again, when you're living it, you live in the moment, right? So when you're 28... your world is everything, and you think you're mature and you know what you want.
And you're 2 years away from 30.
2 years away from 30. In my head, that was ancient. Like, I needed to settle down. We needed to get married.
So when he says, here is the ring, what's the first thing in your head? Is it like, oh no? Is it like, oh yes? What's going on in your head?
Oh, so he didn't propose with a ring.
Oh God, yeah. Okay.
He didn't propose with a ring. I'm quite fussy.
Yeah.
I know what I like. I know what I don't like. So, I mean, he made the right decision. He proposed without a ring. So he literally just asked me to marry him with the promise to go ring shopping.
Okay.
Afterwards.
But even when that happens, you're like, instantly you're thinking, yes, this is what I want, or you're like, oh no, this is not what I want.
I can remember being excited and happy.
Good.
I think
Okay.
any joyous event happens, I can go along with the emotion. I can get excited. Yes, I'm engaged. It's
Okay.
like, let's call our friends and family. But again, I think deep down, again, I've been having doubts for a number of years at this point, at least 3 or 4 years. I can remember thinking, oh no, okay, but like, let's get through this, be happy, happy face on, let's talk to the parents, let's talk to family. And see, when you tell someone you're getting married, it's exciting. It's
Yeah.
exciting for friends, family.
And this is somebody your friends and family have known for 5, 6, 7 years. So they're
Yeah.
deeply invested in this relationship.
Yes, yeah. And like I said, everybody, as far as I'm aware, like loved us as a couple, mutual friends, single friends, loved his family, my family loved him.
So then you go ring shopping and you continue building your life together, and you're planning a wedding.
Yes,
But in your head, there's something going on.
yes.
So tell me a little bit about it.
So the niggles start to grow.
Okay.
And one thing really sits with me. Before my mum met my dad, she was married to somebody else.
Okay.
And she got married really young, I think 19 or 20. And I remember her telling me, and she told me this when I was really young, probably before I was even old enough to have a boyfriend. I was school age. And she said to me, if you ever end up in the situation where you're engaged, and even if you're about to walk down the aisle, you know you can always call it off. And she said to me, I wish I'd done that with my first husband. But I went along with things. I was worried what people would think, and I don't ever want you to be in that situation.
That's so empowering, isn't it, Claire?
Yeah. But how funny that somebody could say something. My mum could say that to me when I was, I don't know, 11, 12, something like that. But it stuck with me. And that, her voice in the back of my head started to grow.
And was it because you could sense distances coming up between the two of you, or you were growing in a separate direction? Were those the reasons?
Yeah, we weren't compatible anymore. We didn't want the same things.
And it's fascinating, Claire, isn't it? Like, when you're 18, you're so compatible, or maybe you don't know yourself enough to think it through. But as you grow older, you become so clear that you want different things in life. Okay, so this is happening, but you are continuing to prepare for the wedding.
Yes.
And then your wedding is planned for which part of the world is it?
Yeah, so it's not even a UK wedding
I
where
know.
people were travelling 20 minutes down the road to us. We chose Thailand. We'd been on
Yes.
holiday to Thailand the year before. Let's get everybody, friends, family, to fly thousands of miles, pay thousands of pounds, and we'd pick this beautiful hotel. It's going to be a beach wedding. We were going to have friends and family fly out for at least 7 days, maybe more.
So it was going to be a 7-day party in Thailand with
Yeah.
all your friends and family.
In the sun, a few weeks before Christmas.
Claire.
Yeah, end of November. So there was a lot. It wasn't just I wasn't just thinking about my thoughts. I was thinking about everyone's time. Some people had planned to leave their children at home. There was a lot of pressure on me, but I was thinking what everybody else had committed to as well because of a decision that we'd made to get married there.
And then, so you've got your dress.
Yeah.
But all throughout that, and this is what I find fascinating about this, Claire. All throughout that, something's not right, but
Yeah.
you're not able to, or maybe don't have the courage at that stage to say no.
So I had 6 months in advance of our UK wedding date because it was going to be a beach wedding in Thailand. We were supposed to have a registry office wedding in the UK to make it official. 6 months before that, I had sat down with him and I'd said, I don't think things feel right. Are we sure we want to do this? Obviously, the last 6 months is when you have to pay a lot of the final fees for the wedding. Shall we have a talk? Shall we call it off? And he said, no. I think you're having cold feet. Like, let's work at this. I think it's going to be fine. And again, I think I was too young. I said, okay. Again, brushed things under the carpet and thought, right, let's do this. Like, there's nothing wrong. Maybe it is just me. Maybe everybody feels this way.
No, I completely get what you're saying, because I've been in situations where there's a voice in my head which is clearly saying something, and I know I've not had the courage to listen to that voice.
Yes.
And I've always looked back and hoped that I had.
Yep.
Which is why when we were talking about you coming on this podcast, the story really resonated with me, because as we will find out, you did have the courage. So anyway, So 6 months, so then you got that registry done.
Yes. Actually, I suppose before that, it's also worth noting, it was my last wedding dress fitting. My mum came with me.
Oh,
I think she'd driven. And I remember her pulling up outside the front of my house to drop me off, saying goodbye. And I just burst into tears.
Oh, Claire.
I thought I have to. When something builds up so much inside you, and I knew like I've got a great relationship with my mum, I can trust her 100%. I just burst into tears. Said, I don't think I can do this.
Oh,
I don't know whether I love him. I don't know whether it's right forever. And she was the first person I told. Again, probably 2 months before that registry office wedding.
Oh, so you've not spoken about this to any friend or
nobody?
All in your heart.
I'd kept it all inside.
Claire, I wish we knew each other.
I know, so do I.
You could have told me.
I had someone to confide in, and I had friends and I had family, but I didn't, because I didn't want to make my problem somebody else's.
And then what did your mum say?
She gave me a big hug. She said, we'll do whatever you want. Like, let me know. She came in, obviously. We had a cup of tea. We spoke about things, how I was feeling. And she just said to me, do whatever you want. Like, let's take some time. Let's make a decision. But don't feel like you have to go through with this.
So she was very supportive.
She was extremely, extremely supportive.
And you know, Claire, I can actually completely understand what's happening to Claire at this stage. Because sometimes even when people say it's fine if you want to back off, you still somehow think your own suffering is justified in some weird way.
Yeah. I think I'm a people pleaser. I'll put my hand up, and I don't want to let people down. I want to make everybody happy. But it did get to the point then when I thought I have to tell someone, and I had to tell her. She's like the most important person.
And do you know, I have a friend of mine who was going through a wedding that she did not think was right. And the reason that she went through it was because she felt really bad for that man, and for him to go to his family and friends and say she backed out.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's a very complex, and how much you feel is on you is very complex. It's not an easy, simple line of thought.
Yes.
Okay, so now your mum knows, at least somebody knows.
Yeah.
And it's 2 months to go for the final wedding or the registry?
The registry office wedding.
So how do you get through the 2 months? What's going on and what happens at the registry?
I've actually got the story, and we didn't even get married at the registry office. So
really?
No. So
happen?
so it was 2 months before the registry office wedding. Obviously, that's when you have to make it official. And I'm still feeling the same way. And I think we get to 2 weeks before that. So I continue to talk to my mum. How are you feeling? What's going on? And I sit down with him, with my fiance, and I have the same conversation again that I had 6 months prior. I don't think we can do this. It doesn't feel right. I don't feel right. I'd never up to this point either spoken to him about how he was feeling.
How he was feeling.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, yeah.
We were on this roller coaster, and weddings take on like a life of themselves, right? You're booking things, you're tasting things, you're planning things, you're working with suppliers, photographers. We were just going through the motions. I don't think either of us sat down and shared really how we were feeling. So we sat down on the sofa just like this in our living room, and I said, I really don't think I could do this. I'm sorry. I was crying. And he said, okay. And I was like, oh, okay. It was really, really simple. He said, so what are we doing? We're going to call this off, yeah? He wouldn't make the decision. I had to make the decision. He was
Which is not fair.
No, and he was deferring back to me. So I'd said, let's sit down. I'd had the ball say, let's sit down, let's talk. I feel a certain way. I don't think we should do this. And then, he said, okay. You sure you don't want to do this? Are we calling this off? Like,
is your heart sinking when he's saying this?
No, I think it's the opposite. I was shocked as to why all of a sudden 6 months ago he didn't want to call it off, but now he did.
Does. But we find out later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely a turn of events, but my heart didn't sink. It was a massive, massive relief. And it was that day, that evening, he said, let's make the call. It's off. And then immediately we started calling our friends and family that were coming to Thailand. So nobody was coming to the registry office wedding. It was literally just our parents. They were just going to be like notary signatures.
So you started calling your friends and family to tell them that the marriage is off?
Yeah, so the wedding wouldn't be happening, but please still come to Thailand. We're going to figure something out. You know, within days after that, we called the hotel.
So you were going to cancel the wedding, but the party was still happening. So everybody would
Exactly.
still... Okay, so that was your middle ground. You were like, we're not getting married.
Yeah.
But everybody's booked holiday. So let's come and party.
Please come, let's party.
Oh, Claire.
November, we'll be in the sunshine, we'll try and have a good time.
Yeah.
Although I'd said to him, you know, you go with everybody. I'm going to go to St. Lucia. I'm going to do a body holiday or a yoga holiday. I need to get my mind clear. And he said, no, come. We all need to be there.
So you were not calling off the relationship. You're just calling off the wedding because you think you need more time.
Correct. That's a really good point. Yeah, we need more time. Although, I mean, 12 years.
I mean,
at that point, we definitely had enough time. But again, it's that whole, I don't want to make any, I've made one big decision now. I can't make more big decisions in one go.
And you know, Claire, now that we have more perspective as more experienced women, there are enough clues there, isn't there?
Oh, there were so many clues
Yeah.
there. As I said, I should have left after 7 years. I shouldn't
Yeah.
have waited for 12.
So you, and you know, it does sound a little bit unnatural for the wedding to not happen, but for everybody to then come up for that party.
Yeah.
Where the bride and the groom are there.
Yeah.
So did that happen?
Can you imagine everyone turning up at the airport where it should
my
have been? We were, like, most of us were on the same flight out as well. So when everyone turns up, we're at the airport, it's super awkward, everyone's pretending to have a good time, pretending to be excited, but there's the undercurrent of, oh, we're all here for you, but you guys now aren't getting married. It was awkward. I was miserable. I was dying inside. I was trying to put on this happy
oh my
face.
God, Claire, I'm so... Like, it's funny and horrible at the same time.
Yeah, it really is. And I can laugh about it now looking back.
course,
It
but
was horrific. at the
Mortifying
time.
then.
Yes, yeah.
Were you in tears? Like, in the... Privately, like, it must have
Yeah.
been very hard emotionally, right? To do all of this?
I remember everybody, it was a night flight, it's a night flight to Thailand, right? Everyone was asleep and I was just sitting in my little window seat, like sobbing under the little blanket, just thinking, how has my life come to this? So it was really tough.
It must have been really tough. And was he... how was he behaving? Was he happy, cheerful? Was he sad, depressed? What?
I think quiet. I think he was quiet. I think he was contemplating. There were things going on in the background that I wasn't aware of at the time.
Which we will talk about in a bit.
Yes.
But are you still a couple? Are you sitting there holding hands, romantic together, or are you distant now?
No, I think to anybody that didn't know us, looking in, they would have seen us as a couple. We were probably holding hands. We were...
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I would imagine the older people in your party group would be like, these people, they look like a couple. They're taking us to Thailand for a wedding party, but they're not getting married.
Yeah. I don't even know, to be honest, what everybody else was thinking.
I know. I would like to get them on the podcast.
Yeah. You need to get both sides, friends, family.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is our parents and our friends, they wanted the best for us.
Which is really comforting.
Yeah.
So tell me about those. So did you still do the 7 days there?
Yes.
Oh my God, Claire.
Yeah. So
7 days of torture.
So for me, it was 14. So we did 7 days at the resort where we were supposed to get married, friends, family.
Don't say honeymoon.
Yeah. So him and I had the honeymoon booked as
So
well.
did you go together for the honeymoon?
Yes.
Without being married?
Yes, and it was awful because obviously the hotel had us down as honeymoon guests. So we'd flown to
And did you have those
basically-
heart petals and all of that?
Oh, all of that.
But
all
you were
of
not.
that.
Oh my God, Claire.
The hotel general manager and his staff showed up to greet
Mr.
us,
and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. And I was like, oh no.
Claire, how did you go through it?
I think the honeymoon was when things for me really, really fell apart because we were just on our own. So before we had friends and family
And
to
it's
keep
very
us
distracting.
busy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The honeymoon is where it really fell apart. We were on our own. We were treated like honeymooners. Like I said, they welcomed us at this hotel, flower petals, roses. It was
Horrific.
It was horrific. And I remember leaving that honeymoon resort thinking, God, this was awful. The hotel was awful. None of it was awful. It was my experience that was awful. I think, God, I'd love to go back to that hotel now. I would love to go back there and spend it with friends, family, my husband. Yeah, I would love to do that.
So you've had your wedding holiday, you've had your honeymoon in which you started probably having discussions. And then, Claire, when you come back to London, there are some developments which completely change the way you see things.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it started, I got hints at this when we were in Thailand.
Okay.
we were with all of our friends and family. We didn't really have a need to be on our mobile phones at the time, but he was on his phone a lot.
That's always suspicious.
Yes. And I said to him one evening, who are you on your phone to? Everyone's here. Your friends are here, your family are here, I'm here. We need to try and...
Everybody's here. Who are you talking to?
Yeah. Who's back home? Like, our nearest and dearest are here. And he said, oh, just a girl at work.
And was there a warning bell in your head?
Oh, immediately. Yeah. But that warning bell had never rung before he'd said that to me.
Oh.
I'd never had any suspicions that anything could have been going on.
So I know you, Claire, for many years now.
Yeah.
But you are like that. You're very trusting, and those you trust in you are just completely in a bubble with them, aren't you?
Totally. I had ultimate trust. I knew the relationship was failing, but I didn't think it was because of any kind of outwards elements that were happening.
So that was your first warning. And then what else did you see? How did it then progress?
So I became paranoid for the rest of the trip. For the honeymoon trip, I was paranoid.
Really?
I became really paranoid. I tried to sneak looks at his phone when he was in the shower.
Such a horrible mental space to be in.
Exactly. And I think this is why it deteriorated, because now I was like, oh, okay, so not only is the relationship failing, potentially something else is going on with somebody.
And Claire, the other thing is that with most women who know their husbands or partners well, if there's something going on, you instinctively know that something is going on. So although he just said something vague like, oh, there's a girl from work, but you knew that it isn't just that.
Yeah. I knew at that point. Because also people can have friends of the opposite sex at work. I knew plenty of girls that he was friends with at work. But the name of the person that he gave me, I thought, why have you never mentioned that person? So
we know.
Yeah, we know. We know in our gut when we hear something.
And it could have been some other friend from work, like genuine friend from work, and it would not have affected you in the way this did because you knew that there is something else.
Yeah, he had plenty of female friends at work that I heard about all the time that he'd go out with, that they'd do work socials, no issues. But when this one name was mentioned, I thought, oh, who's that?
Fascinating.
And you've been in the business for a long time. Why have I never heard that name before? So that was, I think, maybe the first red flag.
And then, so now this throws further light on your honeymoon. So not only are you in a very complicated relationship with him, not only are you in a very complicated situation where you are on a honeymoon with the person you are no longer going to get married to, but you also suspect that there's something going on in the background.
Yes. And I called him out on it. I think...
At the honeymoon?
Yes. I called him out on it when we were in Thailand. I think I couldn't not. I couldn't not. And it's like, what's going on? That's weird. Who is this woman? And I was told, no, it's nothing. She's just a friend. She's been there for me. We're going through a difficult time.
And what were you told? You're being crazy, overthinking?
Of course.
And I hate that, Claire. When you later find out that it was for men to just gaslight us in that way.
Yes.
Knowing fully well themselves that she's right.
Yes. Yeah, and I wish gaslighting was a term 10 years ago that I would have known, because I would have called him out on it. I was just like, you're making me feel stupid. You're making me feel crazy.
And then you start to doubt yourself. You're like, I must be overthinking, and the problem is with me.
Yes. Yeah, I'm stressed, and is this just me reacting to the situation wrongly? Am I overreacting? But,
and also, Claire, at that point in time, this is a person you have kind of decided to not marry, and then you're suspecting him of having an affair, and you would feel horrible doing that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
So then what happened when you came back to... So you called him out and he said, no, everything's fine.
Yes. So we fly back from Thailand. At this point, we're probably two or 3 weeks before Christmas.
Okay.
So that family time of the year, celebratory time of the year. But we're in separate bedrooms. So we fly back to our home, but we're in separate bedrooms. And one morning, I can't sleep. I wake up and I do something I've never done before.
Or since.
I check his iPad, and I don't know why his iPad, it was in the office. I kind of picked it up and thought, And maybe this is why I didn't have suspicions as well, because I never really saw him on his phone more. I always just think he was working on his iPad in the evening. And there it all was, laid out in front of me.
Where, as a chat?
Emails.
Work emails?
Yeah, on his work emails. So no wonder I never had any suspicions for someone being on their phone a lot.
Because if you would peep in, it's a work email.
Yeah. If he was working, I'd never look in detail at his screen. So I was travelling a lot for work at the time, working for a big tech company. So there were messages, Claire's away, come over. Or
to your house?
I don't know where they were meeting.
And you don't want to know also.
I don't want to know, but I think they were meeting after work, or they were able to stay late because I'd be home late because I'd be travelling 2 or 3 hours back from somewhere. Claire won't be home until 8, 9 p.m. or Claire's in Miami. Claire's wherever with work. And it was really hard to read.
What's going on in your head that morning when it's just hit you?
I was fuming. I was a woman enraged.
Really?
And I think the message that always sticks with me, and I don't know what it is, I don't know how our brain works, but and how certain things stick. And I can't remember any of the emails that I read apart from one that said, I saw a really cute puppy today. I'd love to buy you a puppy. Which is weird.
He said that?
He said that to her in an email. And I'm like, and I don't know why, because that to me seems like a really personal thing. Maybe when you get an animal with somebody.
That's a future together?
Yeah, that's a future.
Like, it's not a passing thing, but it's got some continuity?
Yeah.
I think that's why it stuck with you.
Yeah, and I can see that clear as day. So I was raging, and bearing in mind, so I'd woken up early. It was 5, maybe 6 a.m.
He was still sleeping?
He was still asleep. I was absolutely raging.
So what did you do then?
I was downstairs. I thought, okay, I can get in my car. I can go somewhere. And I thought, then I'm just going to be driving around.
Mad.
Absolutely mad. Yeah, not good for anybody.
No.
me or other drivers.
Yes.
I don't want to cry anywhere in public. And actually, at this point, I didn't even cry. I was fuming. I don't think I've ever been so angry.
Really?
So I thought, just sit in the living room, wait it out. He's going to come down soon.
So I have this image of you sitting on the sofa, steely-faced.
Yeah, in my dressing gown, in my nightshirt.
Fuming angry.
Yeah.
Just patiently waiting for him to wake up.
Yes.
So why didn't you I would just go and wake him up, but you didn't want to do that.
No, because I needed it in my head. I needed to
Process.
organise, process. How was I going to manage this?
Wow.
I'm quite controlled as a person, so I had to figure out what the next steps were, how it was going to. And again, the comment you made earlier about your friend thinking about how things would affect her husband's friends or family.
Yes,
it was almost
yes.
this. How's my mum going to react? How's his family going to react?
It all comes crashing down, doesn't it,
Yeah.
in that one moment?
Yes.
Because you now realize it's ended.
Yes. Yeah.
There is no going back.
Oh,
from
there was
this.
no going back at this point. So I knew the relationship was over. It's just, right, how are we going to do this?
And also there's a massive break of trust.
Oh, yeah, the trust was gone now.
In like half a second.
Yeah,
It's gone.
yeah, the trust was gone.
Oh my God.
I had proof. He can't deny it now. When you have everything, you can't deny
You can't deny it.
Yes, I can't deny
There
it
is
myself.
yes, you can't deny. That's the finality of reading all of that, right?
Yes.
Oh, Claire. And then, so he wakes up.
He wakes up. He comes down the stairs. I could see myself. I'd made myself a cup of tea. I was standing in our kitchen.
Oh,
I
Claire,
could
in my
see
head,
him
you're
come
so,
down the stairs.
so cool and calm and collected. It's almost scary. Yeah, then.
And it was a Sunday, so it's a weekend, so it wasn't a work day, it was a Sunday. And he was like, morning. And I was like, get out. And he was like, what? What's going on? I said, get the F out of this house. He's like, what's going on? And I was like, I've seen all the messages. And he's like, what? No, like, give me that. So I had his iPad. At some point between then and me running upstairs and locking myself in the bathroom with his iPad, I'd also found the girl on Facebook. Bring money, this is like 10 years ago, right? 10, 12, more than that now, but I suppose 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd found the girl on Facebook using my phone, and I messaged her and I said, I hope it's been worth it, because I'm about to ruin your effing life.
Oh, Claire, give me a high five on that.
I was so angry, and I thought, she needs to know what she's done. Even if I can make her worried a tiny bit and give her a tiny bit of this pain that I'm going through.
Because it's not like she thought he was single. She knew you existed.
Yes, yeah. And at this point, I knew nothing about her. All I knew is that she was a work colleague. I didn't know whether she was single, married, engaged. I didn't know anything.
So you sent that Facebook message.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think then what happened is she
Called
then
off.
messaged him. I was like, oh, what's going on? So then I'm at this point, I'm locked in our upstairs bathroom.
With his iPad.
With his iPad. He's like, let me in. He's trying to, he's not a violent person, but he was trying to kick the door in, kick it off its hinges. Give me that iPad. You shouldn't be looking at any of this. And he did. He kicked the door in.
You shouldn't be writing any of this.
Yeah, you shouldn't be, yeah.
But
isn't it funny how people see things? It was all me, it wasn't him. He kicked the door in, kicked it open.
Wow.
And I said, you step come one step closer to me, I'm going to smash this iPad.
Claire, I cannot imagine. Like, you are the gentlest, kindest person I know. And obviously this is an extreme situation, but I can't even imagine you like that.
Oh, I was so, you see red in these situations.
Yes, it's all red, I know.
And he tried to get it off me, and we had like slate flooring in the bathroom. I don't know, he just went bang.
Oh, you smashed it?
Yeah, smashed it to pieces.
Well done, Claire.
I was so, I mean, it was a work iPad. It wasn't anything to him, but
if any
so
iPad
angry.
deserved to be smashed,
Yeah.
it was his.
It was that one.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
So now you have a smashed iPad,
Yeah.
an angry woman,
Yes.
and a cheating fiance in the same house. So
Yes.
what happens next?
He calls his mum. So we had 2 cars, but he just sold his car as well. So we only had 1 car at the time.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm going to leave. Can I
so
take
he is-
your car? And I was like, no, you effing well can't take my car. You can call a taxi. Again, I don't think there were even Ubers back then. You can call a taxi. You can get a bus. Or you call your mum to come and pick
I mean,
you up.
for him to expect you to help him.
Yeah. Can I take your call? Yeah.
So did his mummy come to pick him up?
Yeah, so he calls his mum. I remember I love his mum. I loved his mum. So she comes, I open the front door, burst into tears.
Aww.
He's been cheating on me. I'm so sad.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, like,
what
I
did
was
mummy,
really
what
sad at
did
the
she
time.
say?
She gave me a big hug and said, like, oh, darling, like, it's going to be okay.
Because I have 2 sons,
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking if some girl someday opens the door in tears saying, your son has cheated on,
Yeah.
like, that would break my heart.
Yeah. It was really, really sad.
Oh my God, I'm feeling emotional.
It is. It's really sad. And like, she was amazing. She was like, let me take him away. Let me get him out of your hair.
We're laughing and joking, but this is traumatic, right? This is horrific.
Yeah. I mean, at the time now, it reads like a movie script, and I can talk about it and I can laugh. But it was horrific. Sleepless nights, lost appetite, not knowing what to do with myself.
So going back, so then mum comes and takes him away.
And I'm still angry. I've calmed down a little bit, but I'm still angry. The girl that I'd messaged hadn't messaged me back.
Okay.
Obviously, she's been messaging him. But I was on a mission. So I went into her Facebook page that I'd messaged quickly earlier, and she has a boyfriend. So I was like, okay.
Did you?
I searched for him. I Googled him.
Of course.
And I found his LinkedIn page. And his LinkedIn page had his telephone number on it. And I was like, I'm going to give him a call. I'm going to call him. I'm going to tell him everything that happened. He needs to know because I'm going through this. And I genuinely, if it was the other way around, I would want to be told. I would really want to be told. So I call him, and it's an international dialing tone.
So he's traveling.
He's abroad somewhere. And I ring him, and
did he pick up?
He picks up, and to be honest, I freak out. I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what I can do. So I hang up.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure WhatsApp existed then, so I think I WhatsApped him.
Or messaged him, whatever.
Yeah,
yes,
messaged
texted him, whatever. Yeah.
I messaged him, and I said, I just want you to know that my now ex-fiance has been having an affair with your partner. He messages me back.
Oh, there's more.
Firstly, he was on his honeymoon.
With that lady?
Yeah, they got married the week after him and I were supposed to get married. I was like,
what?
Okay. So I was like, the 2 of them had both been having an affair. We had called off our wedding. She decided to go ahead with theirs. But to make it worse, he said to me, I'm on my honeymoon. She told me about this 6 months ago, but promised me it was over. So he even knew that an affair had been happening. And to be honest with you, at this point, I think my brain just exploded. I thought this could have all been solved 6 months ago. We wouldn't have even gone to Thailand. The honeymoon section wouldn't have happened. We could have saved more money because we would have called the wedding off sooner.
And done it in a more dignified way, right? With him telling you that maybe there's someone. Yes. And also them knowing that between them it was just an affair because she was going ahead and getting married to somebody she probably truly loved.
Yes.
So what was he doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Destroying his own life and breaking his trust for a relationship that he knew is not a meaningful one in many ways.
Yeah, it wasn't going
Going
anywhere.
anywhere.
So
Wow.
yeah, at this point, I didn't message the girl's now husband back again. It was left at that.
Yeah, there was nothing to say really.
But there was a lot to digest. Where I thought maybe there was simply an affair. I didn't realise that we had 2 couples here that were due to get married. One's now called off. One's now on their honeymoon. One woman had no idea. The other couple both knew something was going on. So
In these 4 people, you were the only one that didn't know.
yes,
Everybody else knew.
didn't know anything. The other 3 people all knew something. I don't know how honest she'd been with him about what the affair was, whether it was emotional, physical. I still don't have
All the details.
all the details, to be honest. But
Oh,
it was a lot to take in and find out on one day.
one morning, one
Sunday morning, a couple of weeks before Christmas.
Okay, so he moves out.
Yes.
And then what happens, Claire?
He moves out and I turn on, right, let's get everything done mode. Let's put the house on the market. We had Christmas. It was probably the worst Christmas of my life.
You've just had a bad wedding. You've just had a bad honeymoon.
Yeah.
You're now having a bad Christmas.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
So
dear.
I stay in the house, spend Christmas with my family. Obviously not really a happy time. Figured, let's get the house on the market.
What did your mum say to you when you told her about all of this?
Do you know, that's a really good question. She was just there for me. No judgment, lots of cuddles, lots of it's going to be okay. And you know what? I now know it worked out swimmingly. But at the time, and again, I was 30 at this point, I thought my life was over.
There is something with that 30, right? And for
Yeah.
all of this to happen when you think everything is now set,
Yeah.
for it to all break apart.
Yeah.
But now, and we'll come to it in a bit, how it wasn't the end of it all and there was something beautiful waiting for you. So you then had the support of your family to get through that. This has the markings of somebody spiraling down into depression because
Yeah.
it would be so much to take, but you had your family to hold you.
Yes. I think my family were there for me. My friends were there for me. They rallied around. They took me on nights out or over for lunches. And
also you're kind of a workaholic, Claire. I know you professionally also, so I would imagine you would throw yourself at work as well and that would occupy your mind.
it was exactly that. I cried myself to sleep a lot. Or I just didn't sleep at all. But again, outwardly, and I would change this about myself. I think I should show my emotions. But I think a lot of women these days, we're told to get on with things, run a house, have children, manage that side of things, have a career. Don't show your emotions. And I think I was on that kind of, right, let's just get things done, almost robotic. Like, let's get the house on the market. I'll pack everything up.
You were filling your days.
Yeah.
Just keep doing so that you don't think.
Yes. Yeah. I don't really think, like I said, outside of like crying myself to sleep in the evenings, I don't really think I had a
So
big
is
breakdown.
this the point in time when you're thinking, my life has ended, I will never find love again, I am dying a spinster with cats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that. I thought I was over the hill. How was I ever going to meet anybody?
Because you're 30.
I'm 30 years old. No one's going to love me again. What have I got going? I've spent 12 years with somebody. And I was really envious of my friends that had like multiple relationships leading up to their 30s and dated, or my single friends that had the confidence to be single, because at the time I didn't have that confidence.
And Claire, you pick up something very important, which is the case for me as well. You need to date multiple people before you
Yes.
find that person. It is so important to do that. Not just to find the right person, but to know what you do not want.
Yes. And I would say date people. Don't date people based upon their looks or their job or whatever the attributes are. Some people have very set attributes, or they have to have a certain level of education, or they have to come from a certain place, or have a certain accent, or date outside your comfort zone. And that's what I learned post that relationship.
So then for a little bit you were single, but then you started seeing other people.
Yeah, so I made a really big move. So at the time I was working for a big tech company, and their HQ was 2.5 hours drive from where I was living near Cambridge. And I was like, I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need to do these super long commutes. So
You're free.
I was free. So I had an incredible manager at the time, and she was living in Ascot. And she said, move to Ascot, move to Windsor, Claire, come down here, be like 20 minutes from the office. You're near to London. Like, Windsor is a beautiful place. So I just did it.
And you're still in Windsor.
Yes. So
All the-
So I live in a village near Windsor now. I've been here over 10 years.
And then what happens? So then you start dating at some point. You start dating again.
Yes, yeah. So this is where things, like, life throws you things you can never see at the time when you're in the middle of like pain or troubles.
Crisis, yeah.
Yeah, crisis. I moved to Windsor. A girl I worked with came and spent a couple of days with me, helping me move in, and she said on this first night, "Oh, let's go out, let's have a walk around Windsor, let's go to the pub, let's check out the area." And I met a guy that night, and he's like 2 days into my new life, into a place that I didn't know. I met a guy, and I thought, I don't want this to go anywhere. But do you know what? She's like, get his number, and she was giving my number to him, and he texted me the next morning, and you know, he wasn't my Mr. Forever, but I had great fun with him. I dated him. I dated other guys at the time. I was seeing 2 or 3 people.
You did then what you missed out on doing in your teenage and your early 20s.
Yeah. And I remember I was away with this guy. And maybe we'd been seeing each other 2 or 3 months, and we took a trip to the Cotswolds. Okay. So it's kind of like springtime, maybe 4 months. And I just remember waking up one morning in this little Cotswold cottage, and I was so happy. And I thought, God, rewind 5 or 6 months. And I was so miserable, and I never thought I could be happy again.
And that's a very powerful takeaway, isn't it, Claire? When we are in bad spots in our life, when we think that there is no hope, you could be a Claire, and 5 months down the line, life could be completely different.
Yes, yeah. And you know what? I mean, I met him super, super quickly, probably too quickly, but I was in a new place and I didn't have as many friends there. And through him, I made new friends and met new people and got all of this additional confidence. And I think personally, my personal life soared, my career was again kind of still building. And it was what I needed. And then,
just out of curiosity, when we met, so Claire and I used to work together many years ago.
Yeah.
Where were you then?
I wasn't seeing him anymore. I suppose my first partner after the long term, I was in dating mode.
So it was just after meeting the Windsor guy. That's where you were when we met.
Probably a year after.
So quite fresh from that whole thing. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so fresh from that, dating him. But that didn't really work. And it was never going to work out, but it was exactly what I needed at the time.
And, you know, Claire, just on that, how, you know, when you were in that relationship with the person we've never named in this podcast, and you felt like your world was ending, it wasn't. Because not only did you go on to date, but you actually found somebody you were deeply in love with and got married to.
Yes.
So just to, you know, conclude that story, can you tell us how you met him and tell us a little bit about your husband?
Yeah, sure. So I'd had my 2 years of dating. When I moved to Windsor, I had 2 years. 2 years of fun, seeing multiple people, going out with my friends as well. I had periods where I wasn't seeing anybody, which was awesome. And I just thought, I'd quite like to test the waters again now and maybe try and meet somebody serious, somebody that I could build a life with. So I did modern dating. I got on the apps.
Okay. Is that how you met him?
Yeah. I got on Bumble.
Okay.
I got on Bumble. Yeah. Because I liked the control that Bumble gives you, where the women message first. So, and I had a few dud dates. But I met him. Our offices weren't too far apart, so I think we had like the London location tracker on, and so we connected, and we had our first date.
What did you think of him when you saw him first?
So, first of all, he told me he was from Essex, but I hadn't computed that he was going to have an Essex boy accent. That made me laugh. So when he walked in, I was like, all right. I was like, oh, okay. Like, you're an Essex boy. I like this. You're a cheeky chappy.
Cheeky chappy.
Cheeky chappy. He's my cheeky chappy Essex boy. But do you know what? The thing that really, really resonated with me on that first date was his respect and his love for his family. I hadn't met anybody that spoke so highly of his parents, his sisters, how often he would see them, how important it was for him to head back home to Essex, where his family, he lived in London, but he used to head back regularly to see his family and his mum. And I thought, for a guy to be able to talk so freely and confidently about his love for his family, I was like, that's what I need now. I need kindness, I need respect, and and I need somebody that makes me feel the way I felt when he was talking about his family.
And that's such a powerful thing, and that resonates very much with me because, sometimes you think of mama's boys, and you put that color to a man who is connected with his family.
Yeah.
But if a man cannot respect his mother or his sister, he will not respect you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He has so much respect for women and his family, and the way he treats them is just exemplary. And he shows that in the way he treats me as well. He always puts me first.
How long have you known him for now? You've been married for...
We've been married for just over 4 years. 4 years, it'll be 4 years at the end of May. And we met at the beginning of 2017.
So 8 years.
So 8 years now, yeah.
So so you finally did get your proper wedding.
Yes.
And you got your honeymoon.
Yes.
And you got your Prince Charming.
Yes.
And even after all these years, 8 years of knowing and loving Louis, I think we can take his name.
Yeah, we can talk about the current one, yeah.
Yeah. The permanent one.
Yeah, the permanent one. Oh yeah, did I say current one?
Yes.
Sorry. my forever one, yeah.
Your forever one. You can tell Louis I corrected you.
Yeah, you can. Oh, totally.
8 years down from that first date where you were impressed with how much love he had for his family, what resonates most with you? What do you love the most about Louis now? What have you managed to find, Claire, after taking that courageous step to say no to that?
Yeah.
What has then life given you?
Life has given me, I think, comfort in regards to our relationship, how comfortable I feel with him, how loved I feel with him. Every lady needs to find a man who, even though he will go out, have a few drinks after work, but still, even if he's slightly tipsy, go to M&S and pick up food for me the next day. Because he puts my hunger the following day ahead of him getting home on time. And that, I've never had a man that does that for me.
So when he's out with his friends, when he comes back, he gets food for you?
Yeah, so he has to do a lot, and more probably with like work entertaining. He has to do a lot of work entertaining. So he will go out for customer dinners after work, have a few drinks, be getting the train home at 10 or 11 p.m. at night from Paddington. But he will still go to the Sainsbury's or the M&S there and make sure I've got food and sandwiches for the next day. And that's such a small thing. I'm fortunate. He's brought me the bags and the jewellery and all the expensive things. But it's not that. It's the small gestures. I said when I talk about comfort in a relationship and feeling loved, it's the small gestures
Claire,
make the biggest impact.
So Claire put up an Instagram post recently about the mini Kelly, was it?
Yes.
So and we had a little bit of a conversation about the bag, like, did you get the bag? Yeah. And that's what resonates with me, Claire. He gets you the bags, or he gets you, or you buy it together, he gets you whatever. But it's the sandwich that matters more. Yes,
it is. And even the handbag, do you know what really struck me with buying this new, any woman that likes her handbags knows how difficult it is to buy an Hermes bag these days. He spent weeks researching. So we're recently back. He researched. So we're recently back from a 3-month round the world trip. And he said, we're going to get you this bag. And he did all of this research on multiple social media platforms, trying to understand how you can buy one of these like unicorn bags that are basically impossible to buy without a big spending history. And we were in China, and he said, we can go to Macau and they will tell you what your pre-spend needs to be. And we will make the trip from Hong Kong, 50 minutes on a boat. And he did this for me. He wanted to gamble while we were there. We didn't even end up gambling. We didn't go to the big casinos. He was like, we're going to go to Hermes in Macau. We're going to talk to them. I'm going to give them the best spiel and sales pitch of my life. And we're going to get you this handbag that you want. And we did it. But it was him. It was him waking up early in the morning, reading all the social media posts, the Hermes game posts that you can find on various social platforms. And he's like, this is how we're going to get you this bag.
It's not about the bag, is it?
No, it's about the thought, the time, and how much he will do to ensure that I'm happy.
So Claire, in conclusion to all of this, the story of your life.
Yes.
There are so many women out there who are probably right now watching this in relationships where they think they can't get out, or because they've been there for 5 years, 6 years, they've spent so much mentally, emotionally, but there is a voice in their head that's saying that this is not right.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to them?
So I say a couple of things, and I think a couple of them are obvious, and maybe some of them aren't. So everyone knows, listen to your gut and listen to your head, because our gut and head are never wrong. But one of the things that I did, and I wish I hadn't, and I would have got out quicker, I focused on the really small details, and it didn't matter. I needed to zoom out and think, where's my life going to be in 10 or 15 years? And that's what I did eventually. And that's really what gave me the courage to leave. But I would be walking...
hold on to that. So zoom out and see if future 10 years down the line has that partner in it.
Yes.
And if it doesn't, and he's not part of that life, then you owe it to yourself and him to leave.
Exactly. And like short-term pain, long-term gain.
For both of you, actually.
For both of you. And it doesn't matter who has the courage to pull the trigger. But I remember thinking, I don't want to be in this house, in this area, with this partner, living this life. My life there wasn't enough for me. But I was looking at the smaller details. I remember walking around my house thinking, I can't be in this relationship, but if we break up, who's going to take the washing basket? Who's going to take this furniture?
No, it wasn't the small things, Claire. You were feeling weighed by the admin of the separation.
Yes.
And that's very hard, because even, for example, if somebody's been in a very long marriage and you know it should end, you're like, how do you detangle your lives?
Yeah.
And that takes such a big shape that you forget that it'll be a hard 1 year.
Yeah.
But you owe it to yourself to live a life in the best way possible.
Yes.
So that's what was happening there. I completely understand, and that's a very, very important point.
Yeah. Don't get weighed down by the small details.
Of the detangling. Decoupling, as very famously an actress said.
Yes. Yeah. Don't get weighed down by that. Life is long these days. People say life is short, but I was 30. Hopefully I have another 50,
Claire,
60 years.
Life is long with the wrong person. It's short if you're with the right person. So you need to move out of the bad relationships to experience the good ones.
Yes. Don't worry about what other people think.
And that's such an obvious thing, but it's so important.
Yes. And I think you will find, in my head, I thought I was going to be disowned. People would be unhappy with my decisions. First of all, that doesn't matter, because if any of my friends were going to walk away from me,
you're better
or
off
think
without
badly,
them.
You're better off without them. So do what's right for you. And I get it. Sometimes financial situations get in the way. Some people have children. I was fortunate we didn't have children. So outside of selling the house, I didn't have a huge amount. I didn't have anything to lose, or I didn't have any, I suppose, future complications from leaving him. But you have to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first, your future life first. Make it all about you. Be selfish.
Be selfish. For once, be selfish. For this one thing, be selfish.
Yes, because ultimately you will only grow and be better for it.
I know the answer to this question. Do you regret leaving him?
No. I regret not leaving sooner.
And that is what I want people to take away.
Yes.
If you're in a relationship that does not feel right, trust me, a few years down the line, if you're on my podcast, you will be very glad you left.
Yes.
Because life will evolve in a nicer way.
Yes. And not even a few years, a few months. Things might not be right straight away, but a few months down the line, things can look a lot brighter.
So be brave.
Be brave. Put yourself first.
Put yourself first. On that very profound note, Claire, thank you so much for sharing this incredible story, and for having the courage to share it, because it's a personal story. So I really appreciate you coming and sharing it. I know there'll be a lot of women who are in similar situation to what you were then, and for them to see how happy you are, it will be very reassuring, because you might have somebody who's cheating behind your back, but then life might give you somebody who will take care of the sandwiches and the Hermes bag.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Claire.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This has been great. Cathartic.
So what a story that was. This has to be one of my most favorite podcasts I've recorded. And the reason is, I know Claire personally, and I've known her for a very long time. She's the nicest, kindest, gentlest, most hardworking person around. And to see how she transformed to fight for what she thought was right was so mind-blowing. And I think if there is anything you can learn from Claire, it is this. Life has something really good in store for all of us. We have to have faith in that. And by listening to Claire's story, like I said, if there is somebody who is not fulfilling you in the right way, there is a voice in your head saying that this is not right, please listen to it, because we all want our sandwich and Hermes Bagman. Thank you so much for watching. This was No Ordinary Story. This is No Ordinary Life. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.